The Greatest Saints, Mystics, and Sacred Texts of the Ages series. Today, a short podcast dedicated to the Sukhmani of Guru Arjan Dev on Spiritual Awakening Radio. Guru Arjan Dev, born 1563, passed on in 1606, was the fifth Sikh Guru, a spiritual successor of the fourth Sikh Guru, Guru Ramdas, who appointed him. Arjan, at the age of 18, became the fifth Sikh Guru in 1581, inheriting the title from his father, Guru Ramdas. Guru Arjan Dev also compiled the first official edition of the Sikh scriptures known as the Adi Granth, which later was expanded into the Guru Granth. Sukhmani can be translated as pearl of peace, peace of mind, or jewel of happiness. It also can be translated as the prayer or hymn of peace and the joy of mind. It was composed at Amritsar between 1602 and 1603 in a location enclosed by thick woods. Many mystics actually preferred to live in nature, surrounded by trees and the beauty of nature, the beauty of the earth. The location of the composition of the Sukhmani is still marked on the bank of the Ramsar Pool in the city of Amritsar near the famous Sikh Golden Temple. Amritsar is a city located in the Punjab district of India. The Sukhmani of Guru Arjan Dev explores Simran, the repetition of names of God, and meditation that leads to merging with God, meditation on the sound current, the greatness of saints and spiritual gatherings or satsangs, bhakti, love and devotion, ethics, good deeds, the nature of the mind, knowledge of the divine, oneness with the formless supreme being, the afterlife, etc. A reading from the Sukhmani of Guru Arjan Dev. Remember the one whose remembrance brings peace and dispels pain and sorrow from the body. Remember the one who alone upholds the universe, whose name is contemplated by millions. The auspicious words of all Vedas or scriptures arise from the single word of the divine name. They who possess even one jot of your name are great beyond telling. They who yearn only for your vision, says Nanak, I seek liberation in their company. The ambrosial name is the pearl of peace. The faithful cherish it deep in themselves. Remembering God, we do not return to the womb. Contemplating the divine, the god of death vanishes. Contemplating the divine, death itself abstains. Contemplating the divine, enemies flee. Contemplating the divine, all obstacles give way. Contemplating the divine, we stay alert day and night. Remembering God, fear is cast off. Contemplating the divine, we escape suffering. Contemplate the divine in the company of the faithful, says Nanak, all treasures lie in the divine radiance. Contemplating the divine, we gain power of body, spirit, and matter. Contemplating the divine, we acquire knowledge, concentration, and the essence of wisdom. Contemplating the divine, we win the merit of meditation, penance, and worship. Contemplating the divine, duality is dissolved. Contemplating the divine, we bathe in sacred places. Contemplating the divine, we act for the good. Remembering God, we blossom and bear fruit. But they alone contemplate who are divinely inspired, says Nanak, I embrace their feet. By remembering God, we achieve the highest deed. Divine contemplation liberates multitudes. Divine contemplation quenches our thirst. Divine contemplation deciphers all things. Divine contemplation dispels fear of death. Divine contemplation fulfills our hopes. Divine contemplation purifies our mind. Thus does the ambrosial name resonate in the heart. The divine dwells on the tongue of the faithful. Says Nanak, I enslave myself to those who serve you. Those who contemplate the divine are totally free. Those who contemplate the divine are rulers of all. Those who contemplate the divine abide in bliss. Those who contemplate the divine are ever invincible. Only they who receive divine compassion begin to contemplate. Says Nanak, I seek the dust of their feet. Contemplating the divine, the wondrous melody is heard. Infinite is the peace of divine contemplation. Only they who receive divine favor contemplate. Says Nanak, I seek their refuge. Verses of the Sukhmani, found in an anthology of Sikh scriptures, translated into American English by Nikki Singh, a paperback book called The Name of My Beloved, Verses of the Sikh Gurus. The true melody, the true word, the name or Satnam, the Shabad Naam, the sound current. A reading from Santji's book, The Jewel of Happiness, Sukhmani with commentary. Says Guru Arjan Dev, there are so many sacred texts and I have searched them all, but they do not reach the name or Naam, says Nanak. That is priceless above all. The best faith of all faiths is to contemplate the Naam and live in purity. The best place of all places is the body where dwells the Naam, says Nanak. I have searched through and examined many Shastras and Smritis. Nanak says, nothing is equal to the Naam of God. Commentary by Sant. Guru Arjan Dev is lovingly explaining to us that we cannot realize God by reading the Vedas or other holy scriptures, because, as he says, I have gone through the 4 Vedas, 18 Puranas, and 27 Smritis, all these holy scriptures of the Hindu religion. I have gone through them all, and after searching for God in them, I have come to this conclusion, that by reading these books one cannot realize God. And there is nothing in this world which is equal to Naam, because Naam is a precious thing, and without doing meditation on Naam, we cannot realize God, no matter how many books we read. Commentary by Sant. By meditating on the Naam of God, all the pain vanishes. Nanak says, this is the state of sahaj, or natural meditation. A verse from the Sukhmani. Commentary by Sant. Whenever a soul is sitting in the meditation of Shabad Naam, the sound current, and whenever he is doing even a little bit of Simran, or remembrance of God, his attendance is marked in the court of the Lord. Sukhmani. Of all the banis or hymns, the nectarful bani is the praise of God which one hears with his ears. Commentary by Sant. Which is the best sound? He says the sound which is coming from Sachkhand, which is sounding at our eye center. That is the best sound of all. And he is the fortunate one who collects his thoughts, and by doing Simran, comes to the eye center and listens to that sound. Only he is the fortunate one. Commentary by Sant. Found in his book, The Jewel of the Sukhmani of Guru Arjan Dev, with commentary by Sant, also known as Ajay Singh. My name is James Bean. Thanks for joining me today for this short podcast dedicated to the Sukhmani of Guru Arjan Dev, today on Spiritual Awakening Radio. If you'd like to receive a link to the Sukhmani and other Sikh scriptures, or the Jewel of Happiness book, the commentary by Sant, send me an email at this address, james@spiritualawakeningradio.com. See you again next week for another edition of Spiritual Awakening Radio.